It's good to be live again. Good to be live. Good to be live. Oh, golly, 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 gee. What a day. What a day already. We're excitedly awaiting the keynote speech from good old LSS. But what I want to do is I want to work on my collections. Like, real bad, actually. But I'm not there yet. We're going to wait. But, yeah, hi. Hopefully you guys are good. I know this is, obviously a live stream that I'm hoping to, if people want to come check out and hang out, that'd be great. But I kind of just wanted to hang out with people, get ready for this keynote. Get ready to learn all things that we want to know about Rosetta, right? I'm sure we're going to learn a lot in regards to stuff, but it's going to be great. I'm very, very excited. So we've got it. We've got it up here. We're chilling. Yeah, so it looks like under 50 minutes. Super excited. Like, everybody's here. 237 people in the chat. We're gonna hang out. We're gonna hang out. We're gonna talk cards because that's just what we do. So I'll make sure to I don't think we need to tweet out we're live. People will find it. If you're already here and you know that I'm live. I stopped doing live streams for a little while, and I'm probably only going to be able to do one a month, probably. But this is going to be a pretty big deal here. Just trying it out. So, were you really? That's so funny. Yeah, no, I was just like, oh, you know what? What the hell am I doing right now? Right? I was gonna work on some content. I was gonna check some stuff out. I did just watch It's Time to Not Be Quiet About Flesh and Blood video years. So that was fun to see. Oh, whoop. Yeesh. Yeah. Hard to do if it's still updated. I mean, you still have some time, honestly. You got about like under an hour. I'm just like hyped up on caffeine. I want to talk about Flesh and Blood. I want to talk about things. This is something I found very interesting earlier today, is that I took essentially the cheapest option of the cheapest option of every generic M and legendary in Flesh and Blood, and put them in a list. Just one copy of each. And turns out one copy of every one of these cards is still under $750 for its low pricing. Its high pricing is about $8. So its market pricing is about $8. My thoughts on Final Collection versus new TCG update. I mean, I think the new TCG update's fine, but I don't consider TCG Player a collection-based site. So I think they both provide different options. A complete set of fabs worth at lowest rarity. I think we can make that pretty easy, right? If we create, let's see, complete set of fab. Would you consider the promos that too, or? And would you consider, would you do first ed and also unlimited? You want to count already? Oh, nice. There you go. Well, if you wanted to, I know obviously it's, not a necessary thing, but you can, if you subscribe to Findel's Collection and you use my code, you get a free month But after that, it's like $3 a month, which is pretty cheap. You get to use like their EV tracker and everything. So if you're trying to keep tabs on it. So let's see. So master set of fab, lowest rarity. Well then, unlimited, 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 Everfest, Uprising Dynasty, Outsiders, Dust Till Dawn, Bright Lights, Heavy Hitters, Part. They don't have History Pack Volume 1 on here. I just realized. So, I mean, let's just assume this, right? Let's just assume those 13 sets. So cold foils, rainbows, non-foils. Yeah, true. Well, I think it's just because the HP ones are technically the lowest rarities, right? So let's just hit OK there and see what that's like. Boom. Looks like according to this, you wanted a master set of everything. Why include cold foils? Oh, that's right. I guess lowest rarity. That's right. Here, I'll cancel that out. Because I also know technically you include cold foils because I think, and which we can just add in directly, right? But I think Deathmatch Arena only comes in cold foil. Oops, not import. Deathmatch Arena only comes in cold foil. So, master set of fab, lowest rarity. Pre-populated. So let's do that again. Boom, 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 boom. Rainbow foils and non-foils. Just confirm that. Okay. Well, that's significantly less. But even at low rarity, let's just say we add in... We also have to remember some of this stuff is not... Like, this is not correct. This card does not exist. That card doesn't exist. The alternate arts, rainbow foil. There's like some small things that haven't seemed correct. There's 2 here. The one of the Black Tech Whispers that pop up is a non-foil copy of it, and a non-foil copy of Black Tech Whispers does not exist. So, but it pops up for like $150. So I don't know what's happening. So I guess here in this situation, if we're looking at lowest rarity, we could probably get rid of the crew, Nick. These guys are all good. We don't need... These here. Yeah, ballpark about 10K looks to be the case. But of course, that's also, it includes these extended arts. So like we probably don't need this extended art rainbow foil of Levels of Enlightenment. Yeah. Boop. Boom. So we've got all these here. So rainbow foils and limiteds. So like, do you want to get rid of the rainbow foils also then, right? Or do you care? I mean, I don't know if I'm going to go through all this and remove all the everything, but got it. Okay. So rainbow foils essentially can get taken out. Yeah, that would be something to, I mean, if you're trying to really like fine tune a list, right? But at that point, I could have just done, well, removing the rainbow foils would also remove the legendaries, which theoretically, again, we could just add instead of take away. Copy of every card at lowest rarity. Yeah, I think that's fine. but I also don't think it's that, like, I don't know. I think that's something that you could do. It could be that. So like, let's try this again here, right? Try it again. Because if we just take everything out and we just leave it be non-foils, and then we just add in the legendaries. Whoops. No, you're good. We're waiting anyway. So not like it matters to me. So we do non-foils, but we have to remove legendaries and fableds and marvels. No. Because we can just do master set fab lowest rarity. Okay, if we confirm that, do non-foils here. So again, we've got this here. Let's go to market value real quick, because again, this card, it doesn't exist. I don't know who on TCG Player has it up there. If you're looking for lowest rarity, this gets kicked out. Arc Unlimited. So these are all the non-foils so far from what I can tell. And this is about 2K without all of the legendaries in their lowest rarity. But we can go to edit and we can look up legendary and we can add in that, unlimited, rainbow foil, Soraya, singularity, normal, spirit of Irina, rainbow, adaptive plating, rainbow, Alluvian, rainbow, Bonebreaker, rainbow, Everfest, normal, rainbow, Dynasty. This is, we need the, see, you see this here? You can't, because, so they have it set up for some reason. There's a normal, a rainbow foil, and a cold foil for the Black Tech Whisperers, and it is just really not, like, this doesn't exist. So the rainbow foil is what we want. It is fairly easy. I like using it a lot, genuinely. And also, if you do end up subscribing to it and you use my code, I do get a kickback, which is kind of cool. So let's just assume bracers. These are probably the cheapest version of, actually, weird. The unlimited bracers are better. Unlimited, rainbow foil. They have the normal Crown of Providence. Boom. Crown of Seeds. See, this is unlimited edition normal. But I think there's only a rainbow foil. Because of that. The hell is this? But yes, it is fairly easy to use. I like it a lot. We've got Diadem, Dyadic, not this one, Emperor, rainbow foil, Pyrian, rainbow foil, Enigma, rainbow foil, Flame Scale, rainbow, Flick Knives, rainbow. I think we already have the Evo Tunic up there. Gauntlets, rainbow, Ghostly Touch, rainbow. Grasp is the cheapest version of Grasp, is HP 1. Heart of Ice, Hyper X3, Iron Song Versus, Mask. Damn, that mask is still... What? Hold on. The HP 1 mask, current, this is the market price, I believe. HP 1 mask is 66, but the fucking unlimited WTR mask is $40. Crazy. Mask of Recurring Nightmares, Radiant Pathway, Horizon, Footsteps, Quiver, Rampart, Redback. It's gotta be the cheapest. Cheapest here. Technically a legendary, right? So Shock Charmers, Shriek Razors. So it's only in cold foil. It's $10. 45, 41. Soulbound Resolve. $18 legendary. Crazy to me. Stalagmite. Stonewall. These Storm Striders are going to be the cheapest. $64. Crazy. I always wonder whether or not I should sell my Storm Striders. The Evo Teklo is going to be the cheapest. Shuko Rainbow Foil. We're in the T's, so we're almost at the end here for these. Rainbow Foil for this. Foil for this. Valiant Dynamo. Rainbow Foil. Rainbow Foil for Vambrace. Rainbow Foil for Vestige. Rainbow Foil for Warband. And then this is a Marvel. So then we go and we look at Fabled. And Fabled cards, the lowest rarity. Uprising, Rainbow Foil, Command and Conquer. Oh, well, never mind, we don't need that. Cold Foil for this. Unlimited for this. For that. Great Library, unlimited. Art of Findall, unlimited. Horsham, unlimited. My code is, I'll put it in chat right now. It's AshTCG, all one word. Light of Soul, Master Cog, the Gully, Plague Hive. All right. So it was at $2,200 before we put in the legendaries, right? That was the number that we got. It's like $2,200. Now that the legendaries and the fableds are in there, what is our number? I should have just gone back to that. $6,000. $6,000. You're very close. Yeah, very close. So $6,000. This is TCG Player market pricing for the record. So we were at 2.2. When it's produce store, the keynote is in 30 minutes. 30 minutes. So let me just refresh to make sure. Should be in about 30 minutes. The actual Pro Tour Cosmic starts in about, I think tomorrow is like the day. Like the actual day the Pro Tour starts. I can't, I don't think I can, I guess I can share the list, can't I? Yeah, there should be some Rosetta announcements today. We're going to learn what the Wizards do. And we're going to learn what, we might learn some other stuff about the Rune Blades too. So, oh, it does say share button. Yeah, here. There is the list. So I guess you can just open this up and yes, I want to go to the site. There you go. Yeah. Boom. It's a whopping 2,927 cards in this list. $6,000 for everything in its lowest rarity. Now I'm assuming there are also going to be reprints in here as well, right? It's not a complete thing. We haven't like gone through it all because when you think about it, right, you have if you look at the commons. Or let's see, Scar for us, any of the reprints, you have Scars. So you have the red Scar for a Scar from Uprising, and then you have all these other Uprising ones. So theoretically, these will be changed out because you have duplicates here. I'm not sure how I can get duplicates out of there. I don't duplicate. Yeah, no. Let's see. Do tools. Duplicate collection, merge collection, normalized quantity. Sets all transaction quantities to specific value. Trends, progress, edit. No, I think I just have to go through and look. But if I do alphabetical, then I can find it, right? So I can look through and I can see here. So like all these adrenaline rushes, right? Can be changed out. So if we just did the heavy hitters adrenaline rushes, right? Just assuming. Because, I mean, that'll bring a number down a little bit, right? It's just we're just waiting for it to happen. So agile engagements. So we're just looking for duplicates here. Looking for duplicates. But we're just waiting around, waiting for the Pro Tour keynote speech to start. It should just start popping up in just a little bit here. We got a lot of people waiting. Very, very excited to see what they're going to do, what they're going to show off. This is really going to bring up the Wizard hype. So if you guys have not picked up anything for Wizard, I suggest checking it out literally right now. Because if you plan on trying Wizard or playing Wizard, those cards are going to be freaking expensive in just a little bit. Because somebody out there is going to go, that's my hero. And that's it. They're just going to buy out everything. So... boop 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 do 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 do. These guys. Dynasty can go. Oh, are you really gonna do this to me every single time? That's unfortunate. That's unfortunate that that's gonna happen. Maybe I can just cancel them out here. And then I can just refresh. That'll probably be better. Bum 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 bum. We're going through the duplicates, trying to make sure we don't got things. So if we see 6 of the same card in a row, it's because it's got duplicates. There's also probably going to be some outliers that I'm going to completely and utterly miss. A lot of not duplicates, though, so far. Crankshafts. Dynasty crankshafts can go. Critical Strike definitely got reprinted, right? Didn't Critical Strike get reprinted in No, Wounding Blow did. I was like, I thought Critical Strike got reprinted. I was wrong. This is not a card that exists in here, I don't think. Bum 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 bum. Still looking through stuff. This is another thing. I'm not sure why cut down to size blue isn't in this list. Oh, it's right there. Sorry, stupid. Dumb idiot. We're in the D right now, so we should be getting into some more copies of stuff. Just trying to figure out where the duplicates are. Yeah, I don't know. What are you guys excited for as far as Rosetta? What are you looking to start doing? Are you going to try Wizard? Are you trying Runeblade? There's, as much as I love Runeblade, they have to find a way to make Runeblade really, really, really like what's the word I'm looking for? They have to find a way to make it very consistent. Because playing in a warmonger's diplomacy meta, it's going to be so rough trying to play Runeblade. So rough. So I'm very curious what they plan to do with that as the time goes on. All the Evo stuff here. And I would have sworn we'd run into some other kind of duplicate sometime here, but I guess we have not. Very interesting. There they are. Let's get rid of the dynasty ones. These. Delete them out of this list. All right, get more of these guys out of here. I'd be curious to see what this list actually ends up being at the end of all this, because that is a lot of, like, there's a lot of cards to make for a master set. And to be fair, you know, a master set is only ever like one copy of a card, unless you're looking to get play sets of every card, then it is not just one copy. But it's like this. I mean, like getting both of these, that's kind of important for a master set situation. The head jabs. So like the WTR head jabs can probably go. Here we go. These heralds are going to be ridiculous. The Dusk Till Dawn heralds are going to be worth more, so we're going to keep the Monarch heralds. All these extended art heralds are going to be worth more technically. Whoops, not this last one. And they're worth more because they're extended art. It is going down. It's actually affecting the list. So the Herald of Rebirths are good. These guys need to go. I do like the concept of extended art non-foils, though. I feel like it's like just the right amount of special that allows for people to, you know, bling out their deck without needing to worry about curling in their deck. The Evo hyperdrivers can go, and the Arcane Rising hyperdrivers can go. So just keep the Dynasty drivers. What time is it? 10:13. Still a little bit more time to go before festivities start. I am really excited to see what these new wizards are going to do, because I only assume Acilio is going to be just like the most aggressive wizard we've seen, like not worrying about combo potential or anything. It's literally just going to be like throw lightning bolts at everybody and hope for the best. I think it'll be very fun. Okay, the Evo jump starts I think are less than the Dynasty, so you've got these guys here. We're in the later half of this list. Looking pretty good. We're scrolling through the L's pretty quick. Now we're into the M's. We don't need 2 max V's. So it's, why is the Evo one more expensive? That's wild anyway. But I'm also curious what kind of, this is going to be a very interesting like spoiler season for Rosetta, simply because like they're going to release the rares and the commons pretty much, but they're not going to release any of the majestics or legendaries or fabled. They're just going to wait until the premiere, and people are just going to open them and be like, oh, all right, here you go. So I think it's going to be very, very interesting to see how that evolves. I'm assuming the MST ones are going to be more expensive. Oh, they're about the same. Yeah. Let's get rid of the Nimble Strikes from MST. MST Nimble Strikes, MST Nimbleisms. All right. Computer will start to freak out in just a moment. Yeah, let's get all this out of here. I don't want to have Google Chrome try and do some ridiculous stuff and crash. Okay. We're in the O's. There's the pack hunts. Heavy pack hunts are probably going to be worth nothing. So we're going to get the WTR pack hunts out. What else? What else? What else? What else? The R's and the S's are probably going to be like the worst of all of them, huh? The Dynasty copies are actually the cheapest. So we're going to get the MST copies of these out of here. Predatory Streaks. Man, I forgot how many good cards are in these sets. Such good stuff. There's Key Unleashed. Almost missed it. The MST ones are more expensive. So get rid of the MST ones. But in fact, the MST ones were actually upshifted to rare, so that they're harder to pull in packs. All right. Boop doo doo doo. We got the radiance and stuff. Let me just double check on this. 11 minutes. Hopefully that is true to the system. We actually have 11 minutes left. The Ravenous Rabbles. Turns out the arcane ones are more expensive. I don't understand that. Blows my mind. The arcane ones are less expensive, I should say. So let's just do the outsiders, the ones here. Like, you'd think the reprints would be cheaper, but maybe they're just harder to find. Reinforce the line. Crew compared to heavy. Heavy is more expensive. So heavy will get removed from this list. How many cards are left in this list after this is all said and done? 2,869. We've removed a lot of cards. All right, let's see what else. Got a lot more cards down here at the bottom. We're in the R's. We're coming up to the S's, which is notoriously the most used beginning letter of most TCGs is S. So all right. Oh, well, we don't need all of these rune chants. Get rid of those, I guess. Got that. It's going to be a fun list to look at over the years. Just be like, what is happening with Flesh and Blood right now? This is what the entire set is like. So we're in the S now. And I'm sure there's some cards that this misses, right? I'm sure there's some cards. Obviously, this is going to need to be updated every single time. Like, it's not going to be something that I'm going to have to, like, I'm going to have to, like, put in an entire set's worth of stuff into this every single time a new set is released. Whoops, I missed Seek Horizon. Look at that. I almost just dipped out on that. The Monarch stuff is more expensive, so we'll get rid of that. I don't need multiple seismic surges. Both 11. Let's just take the first edition. Why not? An interesting task for sure. And I'm sure a lot of this is going to cut off like a couple dollars. You know what I mean? Like, it's not going to be anything that's like, oh my gosh, so crazy to see this. But it is at least nice to know. But it also doesn't include like a lot of stuff that's very specific. That's the other thing too. I guess it also doesn't include the armory deck stuff. So this is just like booster box product. It's not absolutely everything that has been printed in Flesh and Blood. So we need to add those in there. Prowlers. I don't need all these shields. I don't need multiple Spellbane Aegis. Yeah, very, very excited to see what happens with Rosetta here. I also wonder, probably not, but I'm like, they're probably going to keep it on Rosetta, but I'd be curious to think if they'd say maybe what the next armory deck is going to be. Or what like the first strike decks are and stuff. Maybe they're going to say what they're going to do with Blaze. That'd be cool to see too. Okay. Spoiled. See, we're still in the S's. We're still in the S's. We're going to be here for a while. Let's go with that. Man, such pretty cards. I'm so happy I jumped into this game. Such a freaking gorgeous game. All right, after the S's, now we're in the T's. T's are going to be probably less. And then it's just going to be less and less cards from that point forward. Do we have any more duplicates? Is what I'm really looking for, is duplicates. Oh, there's all the tomes. Look at that. Tome of Aetherwind, Tome of Ao, Tome of Divinity, Duplicity, Firebrand, Findall, Harvest, Imperial Flame, Arknight, Torment. It's cool to see all the tomes just out there like that. Twin Twister's definitely got a reprint, so the Outsiders version more expensive. Yes. The Outsiders version is more expensive. Very odd that that's the case. There you go. Now we're in the V. Probably not going to be too much here. Did we remove those Scarfer scars? Do we pass up Scarfer scar? I'm going to have to check. Okay, nothing special down here so far. And the W's, so now we're just going to get to the point where these guys are here. I'm going to get clean that out. Okay. We're almost done with this list, I'm pretty sure. Pretty sure we're almost done with this list. Wild Ride needs to go. I think the heavy hitters versions are cheaper, so we're just going to get rid of the Everfest first ed versions. Maybe we can finish this just as the stream starts. That'd be rad. Also, I do apologize for anybody who's hearing any kind of noise. They're going to be working on some stuff out, like literally right outside this window. So I do apologize if that ends up becoming annoying. All right, that's it. These guys are it. So we remove these. Then we break it down to here. This is what we're left with. So yeah, so it lost like $70 in value by getting rid of all the duplicates. So we did not get rid of the Scarverse cars. I'm assuming the WTR ones are going to be far more expensive. So how is this? All right, so let's get rid of these. So I think this will finalize the duplication. We'll no longer have any kind of duplicates in the collection. 2,846 cards, $5,933.50 on market pricing. If we bring it to low, it'll be lower, probably. 5,256 at its lowest. So that is, believe it or not, a full master set of every card in its lowest rarity for Flesh and Blood. This number is actually... What is the number for value? Yeah, Dynasty is just like half of that price almost. So that is pretty interesting to see that it's that low. Obviously, Welcome to Wraith First Ed is much higher, but 5,000, about $6,000 for everything in Flesh and Blood. It's pretty excited. So, all right, we got 2 minutes left on here. Very excited to see what we get. Going to be a lot of very fun stuff. I am really wondering, I don't know. I'm not sure what I'm expected to see, I guess. Because I would like to... I'd like to assume that obviously Verdance is going to do something with... Oh. That's loud. Hopefully it's not so loud for you guys. There it goes. Let's go. All right. I'm going to refresh just in case. That is correct. So we know that Verdance is going to have... also, let me know if this is too loud, guys. I'll turn it down. Gotta turn it down in my ear just a little bit. Okay, I am going to cancel out the chat for right now. Full screen this. I'm gonna make myself no, I think I'm fine where I am. I think it'll be okay. Maybe I'll bring myself just a little little bit down there, so that way I'm not in the way of anything that is going to be revealed. Yeah, I definitely think that with Rosetta, we're going to see a lot of very interesting stuff. I'd be curious if we get to see what the other Marvels look like. Again, we're not going to really know anything about the set until... Oh, there he is.
I am tasked with bringing you the very disappointing information that I am Brian Gottlieb. Obviously,
hold on.
James White not here with us this weekend.
I have to change my
I just want to
display
get
capture.
the elephant out of the room right away. Obviously, y'all know how much James loves the Flesh and Blood Pro Tour. This is his baby, and I could forgive you if you thought it was some cataclysmic circumstance that has kept him from this event today. I'm thrilled to report it's actually the exact opposite. James is at home right now with his lovely wife and daughter, waiting for another member to join his family.
Oh, cute.
James and the family. It's the best news possible.
He still misses all of you. He wanted me to send his well wishes to all of you this weekend, but I wanted to let you know why he's not here and why you are unfortunately stuck with me all weekend long. I want to kick things off by just giving some thanks to the folks who let this event happen this weekend. And there's so many people. I promise I'm going to forget somebody. I apologize in advance, but I really want to call out some very, very special partners who are helping this event happen. Of course,
let's
go.
Give a
shout out to Fanfinity, one of our partners here in Europe, putting on great tournaments for Flesh and Blood all across this continent. Absolutely.
It's weird because the audio makes it sound like there's not applause,
like Trevor Baker,
but there is applause.
Arranges these events, gets us traveling all over the world, playing great games with Flesh and Blood.
Yeah, like there are people out there.
It's just there. Judge staff.
Where my judges at? We cannot do this without the judges. So integral to our game. I'm so thankful for what they bring to the table. Coverage team, I'm part of it, so, you know, a little partial there, but I see Ponkage out there ready to bring some coverage this weekend. Folks like Ramon, Erica Forslov. Yeah, big shout out. Love to hear it. How about let's hear it for Mr. Classic in the building?
Yeah. I'm very excited to work with that awesome coverage.
It's a big crowd for Amsterdam. That's nice.
Thanks always goes out to all of you. Obviously could not do this if y'all didn't believe in this crazy dream of traveling around the world, playing Flesh and Blood, building this community, building this family. It's so amazing to have you all here. We could not do it without you, whether you're here to play the Pro Tour, whether you're here to play side events, cosplay, hang out with our incredible artists who are here all weekend. All of you are so critical to this. So again, thank you all so much.
Hell yeah. Brian, good stuff. I'm going to pretend like I'm there.
All right, that's what we're currently doing. Let's look at what we're going to be doing in the future.
Yes.
I want to talk about what is coming for Flesh and Blood. And
yes.
There's so many exciting things on the horizon.
Oh, boy.
My clicker isn't working, so I can't show any of them to you. Thank you. Good night. That's it. We'll wrap it up.
Oh, no, not
Can we hit the next slide,
not
please?
the remote.
There we go.
Oh,
and there you
January and May.
Our product roadmap
the next sets.
For 24-25. Of course, we know Rosetta's coming. We'll have plenty more to say about Rosetta throughout the course of this presentation. Set 15 and 16 on the horizon for the rest of this calendar year. And
wild,
what mind-blowing numbers. When I started doing this, 15 and 16 seemed like a dream. I know when James and all the folks who helped launch Flesh and Blood were doing it, set 15, 16, pie in the sky goals. We're reaching them this year. And obviously it's a little too soon to give fulsome information about what's coming in set 15 and set 16, but I got to give y'all a little tidbit. We know we have one region of Wraith we're returning to this year.
Rosetta. Right.
Of course.
Okay.
Back to Aria. That's not the only return we're going to make.
Going to Volcor, going to Volcor, going to Volcor, going to Volcor.
That's what I'm going to say. That's it. The other thing I'll hint towards.
We got to be going to Volcor, right?
While James is out on his paternity leave. I'm trying really hard to get my dream set made. I call it Oops All Arachnes. And I just want to put like 7, 8 Arachnes in a set. I can tell y'all are so excited about that one. Yeah. Yeah. I don't know if that's going to get over the line, but we'll see. We'll try and get it done. Why don't we go ahead and look at the next part of our product lineup? And I am so excited about
October
this
for the next armory deck. Right.
It is, of course, our armory deck offerings. And now we're on very
those
close
are
to the
big gaps
armory deck
between those last ones.
KO, you'll have seen Bolton. I think hit really well. I think achieved a lot of the goals we set out to achieve with these armory decks. I've heard so many great stories of local scenes really burgeoning on the back of armory decks.
They push these armory decks
up for the first time. 5, 6 people sometimes showing up with a brand new armory deck in hand. And all of you stepping up to welcome these people. That's the most important thing to me.
Hell yeah.
You all have made a home for them.
Hell yeah.
You've helped them upgrade their decks. You've taught them. So great to see in our community. And we're just getting started with those armory decks. And again, I'm not going to reveal anything else about the armory deck lineup in full, but I will say we've only seen the beginning of what armory decks are capable of introducing to the game. And before this calendar year is up, we will see a new hero introduced via armory deck.
That's so sick. So one of those two at the end here are going to be a new hero.
For sure.
I'd be curious if it's Blaze.
Next up on our product lineup, First Strike. A lot of questions out there about First Strike. I get asked all the time, what is going on with First Strike? First Strike is our de facto introductory product. It's so critical that when a retailer who doesn't have the same depth of knowledge that all of us have about Flesh and Blood is asked, how should I start my journey? There is a clear and definitive answer. I started my Flesh and Blood journey when I was advised to buy some Monarch Blitz decks playing Levia versus Prism. I can't believe I'm still here. I'm so happy that I persevered through that matchup.
It's
rough. Go ahead and find the love of this game. And we need to avoid that going forward. We need to have a de facto beginner experience. And while for a lot of you, this product, you know, it's not the thing that's going to juice your collection. You're not going to run out and buy it because you're like, these are the most powerful cards. I have to have this. You're going to want First Strike to use it as a tool. You're going to want to teach that loved one you have who hasn't quite gotten on board with Flesh and Blood, the player who's stuck in an abusive relationship with a bad TCG and you want to get them out of it. You're going to show them these First Strike decks. You're going to put them together. You're going to battle and you're going to have a great time. And I have to tell you, I've been with my beautiful wife for over 15 years now. And over the course of those years, she has shown zero interest in TCGs. Just not her thing. She learned to play via the First Strike decks, loves Flesh and Blood, follows along, watches coverage. And I will tell you, within 2 days of learning the game through these First Strike decks, she made me sleep on the couch for printing Codex of Frailty. 2 days later, that quickly. Unbelievable learning experience.
Oh, what a comedian, this guy. Oh my gosh.
I really do encourage all of you to check out these First Strike decks. I think they're such a great teaching tool. How about something new?
Oh, hello.
Something
Brian.
That maybe nobody's.
I'm covering Brian.
Down on the bottom, you will see
Mastery Pack
Guardian.
What the f is that? What is that?
What is Mastery Pack Guardian?
Are they making sets specific to classes?
It is
brand new, mostly Guardian class.
40 cards.
Oh, crack, shuffle, and play.
Mostly brand new cards. Mostly in the Guardian class. Every single one playable by Guardians. Meaning this will support crack, shuffle, play.
Let's go.
And these mastery packs will be an ongoing thing. We're going with the tagline, Master Your Class. And I think, again, I want to say a little bit about why this product is so critical. With welcoming new players to the game, again, we hear the question all the time from players. I see countless Twitter posts, Reddit posts. I love this class. I love Brutes.
I love that.
What products do I buy? And again, a well-informed retailer can tell you, well, buy a little heavy hitters, buy a little Welcome to Wraith, you'll get a nice setup. We need a simple answer to these questions. We need to go ahead and just take all the guesswork out of it. These mastery packs are going to be able to do that. Now, this one's still far off It'll be a while until you hear more about Mastery Pack.
Crazy.
But I think this is an
I think this is nice.
to our product.
This is nice. It's like an expansion pack specifically for a class.
Let's talk organized play.
Ooh, okay.
Organized play is
there's another skirmish in December?
The best in-store program in the world for TCGs. I'm very, very confident in that assessment.
Dang, there's another ProQuest in October. I have to get ready.
You're going to have more skirmish seasons, more ProQuests, Road to Nationals, and our National Championship Series. All this stuff is going nowhere. If it ain't broke, don't fix it. Of course, accompanying all these events will be our marquee events.
Pro Tour APAC, Pro Tour Europe.
These world premieres to our marquee events. And I think they are becoming marquee events. If you went over to Japan, you saw the enthusiasm there. You saw how exciting those events are. Big changes coming to those world premiere events as well. With the world premiere of Rosetta, we're going to be kind of slowing down preview season a little bit. Just
they're really pushing OP. That's what they do, right?
And experience some of these cards for the very first time. And I think that's a really cool evolution of how things are going to work with these world premieres. Also, going forward, you can see there is some preliminary scheduling on this OP chart. You will see in April, the Pro Tour will return to Europe once more. We'll be back here. Can't wait. Europe has been a tremendous host for the Flesh and Blood Pro Tour. Some of my fondest memories, absolutely, in this region.
Well, I guess if there's a Pro Tour out here,
in July for our next Pro Tour.
Can't really ProQuest.
Back to the APAC region, see our friends in Asia Pacific once more. As far as what that means for Worlds, y'all are pretty smart. I think you can figure that one out. We are in the midst of our Pro Play season. Of course, we are making good on that promise of $1.5 million rewarded to all of y'all out there. So happy.
Are they upping it?
Life-changing.
Are they upping it? Is it $2 million now?
Pro Tour champion Arthur Trehay, who recently lifted that check. Yeah, absolutely. Give it up. Of course, we're here at Pro Tour Amsterdam this weekend. Going to be battling for that big cash, $200,000 USD on the line. Can't wait to see who hoists that giant check after this weekend.
Somebody playing Zen.
Osaka. Who's coming with me to Osaka? Yeah.
God, I would love to go to Worlds in Osaka.
Cannot wait to head to Japan. And I got to give a shout out one more time to our Japanese friends who have embraced Flesh and Blood so thoroughly, so wholeheartedly. It makes my heart sing to see this scene take off over there. And I'm so excited to be bringing you this top tier event. And look, I know the FOMO for this event is already absolutely through the roof.
It is.
You all want to be there. I can't wait to be there. But I got to sweeten the pot a little bit. I have to give you a little bit more to get you to go ahead and book that plane ticket.
Oh, come on. I can't go. I'm poor.
October 11th, 2019. Something very important happened in all of our lives.
Oh, this is
whether you know it or not.
The 5-year anniversary
across the world. And that means we are coming up on our 5-year anniversary.
Oh my God.
And as part of that 5th anniversary, as a very small part of the celebration.
What?
This is a 5th anniversary booster pack. This is only available in Osaka. The only place you can get this.
Oh.
As far as
calm down.
Inside, I'm not telling you. A booster pack is most fun when it's left unopened. I promise you, you do not want to miss this. Absolutely do not.
Okay.
Of course, with the 5th anniversary, there'll be opportunities to celebrate all throughout the world. This is only the beginning of our 5th anniversary celebration, but it's a big one, and you do.
Please don't do what Magic did, please.
Calling schedule.
Oh.
Yeah, absolutely.
Please.
Love the calling series. Love crowning our calling champions.
Denver, please.
And we have a bunch on the docket for the rest of the year. Of
please.
Course, calling Manila just around the corner. We have our sealed calling down in Tampa Bay associated with that world premiere event. Folks trying to match 0-0 and going ahead and winning that first event right after the release of the set. Can't wait to see who takes that one down. We have more sealed going on as we head to Sydney, back to the APAC region. And Sydney gets another calling. Leon also on the calling docket. Yeah, give it up for Leon. Absolutely. Heading to France for some calling action.
This is
Then we
Osaka
have
for the
classic
Worlds.
constructed calling going alongside our World Championships.
Sorry, they have
in
it down here
Osaka.
behind my camera.
How about something new? How about a calling y'all haven't heard of so far?
What?
We have anyone from Team Emperor in the house. Team
What?
Emperor members. Yeah, there we go. If y'all don't know Team Emperor, they come from Italy.
Oh,
And Italy is ready to
Italy's getting a calling.
its first ever calling as we head to Florence for the
Wow,
first time.
that's
Congratulations to
awesome.
Italy. Congratulations to Team Emperor. Can't wait to see that one go down. We already know about Portland in the beautiful Pacific Northwest, my former home. Yes, there are beautiful places in America. I promise you. I promise you they are out there. Portland is one of them. Big ups to Portland. I got another new one for you on the schedule.
Come on.
Where are my APAC fans at?
Oh my
Where's the
God.
APAC region?
I want to go to
Yeah,
APAC, but I
representing.
can't.
How about we narrow it down a little bit? We have anyone from Malaysia here? Yeah, okay. Okay, a little excitement. How about we head to Kuala Lumpur for the first time?
Oh, there we go. Is it the
Very,
first
very
time?
exciting
It's the first
location
time
in
for a
the
calling,
APAC
I guess.
region. Yep. Cannot wait for that one.
Oh, what a pretty city that is.
One final announcement. There's one more calling on the schedule for this year.
I know it's
And y'all
Chicago,
may
right?
already know where we're going. Headed back to America,
Yep.
windy city of Chicago. Really excited for that one. But there's something you don't know about what's going on at the calling in Chicago.
Oh, come on. Don't
You
make
don't
me.
know the format.
Oh.
For the first time ever in Chicago,
Oh, shit.
we're going to have a living legend calling.
Oh,
And I
my
cannot
God.
wait for this
Oh,
event.
my
So
God.
hyped. Yeah.
Oh, my God. This is it. Stubby
I
Zen.
will tell you, I truly believe Living Legend is a huge part of the future of Flesh and Blood. Chicago just going to be the first stop along the way.
Wow. Oh, my God. Okay. All right. Oh.
And of course,
Wow, that lightning press
what would
looks
a calling
sick.
be
So does
without
Finals
its
Fighting Spirit.
promos? Two brand new promos entering the fold
Oh,
in this calling
dude, that
cycle.
lightning press
You
is
see there that
sick.
beautiful micro text box. Fandel's Fighting Spirit, accompanied by a beautiful micro text box, full art lightning press.
Great.
You are going to want to get your hands on those lightning presses. That one's going to be important. I promise.
Wow. Okay, so two cards that we kind of have an idea are going to be in Rosetta. That's
Battle
pretty
Hardens,
important.
my friends. Just want to go through this Battle Hardened schedule real quickly. I know so many of you make this. I see Brody jumping up and down already. He seriously jumped up and down when I said the word Battle Hardened. That's how excited he gets. He's slated to win about half these, I believe. He's headed to Melbourne first. Going to battle there. Sao Paulo. Shout outs to Brazil. Yeah, getting some Battle Hardened action. Absolutely.
Brazil Battle Hardened is Pog. We like that.
After that, we head back to Japan one more time. Osaka on the Battle Hardened docket. San Diego, our friends over at AGE, bringing you a nice event out in California. Lisbon next up on the Battle Hardened schedule. Another return to Japan with a Tokyo Battle Hardened at the end of September. We head back to the States, Milwaukee, one of my favorite cities in the US, I have to say. Really love Milwaukee. Then we go to one of my least favorite cities in the US for other reasons, Washington, D.C. It's okay, though. We can still go there and play Flesh and Blood. After that, how about we head to Hiroshima?
Wow,
in
a
Japan?
Hiroshima Battle Hardened. That'd be
in that
crazy. APAC is getting so many good things.
Columbus, Ohio, going to host the next Battle Hardened.
Mm-hmm.
After that, where's Erica Forslov? We'll head to Stockholm, Sweden. Yeah, shout outs to Sweden.
Well, all right.
How about a new one? I don't think we've told you about Geneva before. Any Swiss players in the room?
Man, they are really going all over the world for these. This is
And
crazy.
then we round out our Battle Hardened schedule with a stop down in the birthplace of Flesh and Blood. I'm going to head out to this one. Wellington, down in New Zealand.
Wow. All right. Well, that's good.
And of course,
these are the
Battle Hardens
promos.
come with their own set.
These are
of
new
promos.
cards.
And I see y'all squinting.
These are new cards.
These are new cards. You haven't seen these before.
Let's hero,
Coming
turn a
through
card
from
in their arsenal
Rosetta.
face up, then banish
We
a non-attack
have
action
Hand
card from their
Behind the
arsenal.
Pen, Smash Up, and tongue-tied. A little bit of arsenal disruption coming your way.
Oh, attack,
and
action,
available
non-attack, and then an
in
instant.
those battle-hardened packages.
Interesting. They're all,
All right, I'm primed
say
now.
cost 2?
I'm ready to talk about Rosetta.
All right, let's go. Let's go. Let's go. Let's go.
I know y'all are as hyped as I am. Big things coming from
Let's
Rosetta.
go. Let's go.
Take a look at some key dates we're going to be working with here. Of course, we know preview season is on its way. We've talked a little bit about how this preview season is going to change. I think it's a good thing. I think we're going to be twice as excited when we get to this world premiere down in Tampa Bay on September 6th and 8th. Of course, going to be accompanied by a calling.
Wow.
And then we head to our bread and butter, our LGSs, our local game stores, as we bring our pre-release 1,500 pre-release.
That's a lot.
Go around for Rosetta. And then, of course, the global release on September 20th. Let's talk a little bit about this road to Rosetta. It's, of course, going to feature the world premiere down there in Tampa Bay. It's also going to feature heavily these two heroes, our first strike heroes. And I mentioned just how good at these heroes are at introducing players to Flesh and Blood. I encourage you, you have a loved one you want to bring along.
Aurora, the shining star of Rosetta.
Tampa Bay. You want them to get their feet wet, start understanding the game. Aurora is the perfect pathway into Rosetta. You start them out with that first strike deck, which will be available for the first time very shortly at Gen Con on August 1st. First Strike then formally releases on August 23rd. And then soon after that, we're ready for the world premiere down in Tampa. And your newly crowned Flesh and Blood player will be equally as ready for that event. Who wants to learn more about the heroes of Rosetta?
Yeah.
I had a feeling. I think it's time for me to shut up and let you guys watch for a little while.
Leaves stand, and the grove rots. Through life, the crown you left does not fit.
Oh no.
They look to me in disgust, as if I sowed your decay. A monster, forging our future. Why not the rose? She doesn't deserve such a burden. And I know it well.
Oh, wow! Rotwood Harbinger. 8 or more cards in your banner zone. Florian gets if this would create 1 or more aura tokens. State. Okay, so it's 8. So they doubled it. That, my theory was actually right. That's kind of crazy. Oh, god dang. That looks cool as hell.
What beauty lies in death.
The world sings a new melody, Your Grace. All but Florian, it seems. Fresh faces fill the gardens, and sweet scents.
That's the gang.
From a cool breeze. Time, it shifts and changes the rhythm of the wild. A cycle our people have never known.
We're gonna have to watch the actual trailer
and
after
so
this,
it returns.
because there's probably
Wilting
music.
branches to unveil forgotten life.
Oh, here she is. Oh, dang, she's cool. Ah, Verdant's Thorn of the Rose. 8 or more Earth cards in your banner zone. Verdant gets whenever you gain health during your turn. You may deal 1 arcade. Oh, there it is. Oh shit. Oh, to any target. That's to any target. What? Holy shit. All right, now we move on to
And they said
Lightning.
I couldn't be a wayfarer. I was born for this!
Oh man, Aurora's gonna be so
Unless you
sick.
silly.
Patience, now is not the time for play. The ace is
My
sliced.
name's Ocilio, and I'm an ancient arcane loser. None of the prophecy said we couldn't have a little fun.
Aurora Shooting Star. Okay, same deal. Same deal. I like her. I like her adult Marvel a lot better.
Whoa. I haven't seen this many people since the Everfest.
A storm is gathering, young Spark. Your ancestors may have had the foresight to delay it, but the changes to which you bear witness are the rumblings of their return.
You really
Oh.
believe that?
It is etched into the very runes that grant your strength. For if I am awake, then so now are the ones of old.
Oh, shit. Discard an instant, draw a card. What? That's a 0 power, 36 health. Discard an instant, draw a card. I wonder if he's going to have a when you draw a card, do a thing. Yeah, there's got to be music to this because it's just not.
Ancients, life givers of our eternity, our purgatory. The fallen are the fields
from which the future grows.
Damn. Okay. 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 Very interesting.
Incredible stuff. Shout outs to our creative folks who delivered just an absolute banger with not only this trailer, but this set. I mean, the themes here, the beauty in these cards. You saw Aurora's adult version. Again, you know what this hero does. You're very familiar with it coming into this event. We got our look at adult Florian. And as I saw many of you speculate, good job. Good job, everyone.
Yeah, just doubled the amount of Earth.
8 cards to the banished zone if you're going to go ahead and unlock that Mordred Tide on a stick, as we like to call it. We did get our first look at the abilities of Verdansk, and I saw good guesses for this one too. Not bad, pretty close. A little arcane damage coming from life gain with Verdansk's ability.
That's really cool. Also, does she have 40 life?
Full Art Marvel, what a stunner. Incredible, incredible piece there. Like I said,
yeah, she's got 40 life
from our creative team.
This wizard has 40 life.
And then we saw our first look at Acilio. If you couldn't see it in the back, 18 life for the young version, as well as 36 for the adult version, and maybe a head scratcher of an ability here.
Discard an instant, draw a card.
Discard an instant, draw a card. Every TCG player's favorite word, draw a card. A lot to learn about Acilio in the coming weeks and months as we head through this preview season. And I'd say there's a lot to learn about this set in general, particularly when it comes to new mechanics. And I want to reveal one of those new mechanics to all of you
Null Shock
here today. And I think the best way to do that is by talking about a very specific card, a card Null Shock. But actually, that's not quite right. That's
oh my god, they're doing double cards.
To how this card is going to operate.
What?
Actually, that card back isn't quite right.
Oh my god. Oh, they're doing it.
Maybe tilt that one over and then we can take a look.
Oh shit. Oh, I can't make it out. I can't tell.
Of Null Shock. This is
if target instant card has cost less than the total arcane damage you've dealt to opposing hero this turn, negate it. And deal 1 arcane damage to any target. Meld. You may play one or both of these cards, each cost 1. Okay, so this is just like Magic.
Instant, lightning instant with the ability Meld.
Now, could you play this
halves of this card
in just Wizard?
Costs 1 for Null Shock. A lot of rules questions going to come from this. I know. Josh Scott is chomping at the bit. He can't wait to take all of those rules questions. We're going to leave most of that for a future day, but I will say one of the things I love about this approach to a split card, this is one card. And what I mean by that is that it has one cost that it operates off of, one defense value. And yes, there are cards with defense values. Why don't we take a look at another
Comet Storm and Shock?
Wizard Lightning card. Comet
Storm deal 3
Shock.
Arcane damage to any target, deal 1 arcane damage to any target. Oh, so this is just Shock still.
With a lightning instant. Obviously a lot to unpack there. Different cost on this
also,
one worth noting.
Oh, 5 is that 5? Holy
Still,
shit.
Meld applies the same ways, 2 for each side you want to play. So same effect on the shock, different costs, 1 defense value down there in the right corner, 3 defense.
So,
Pretty impressive stuff from the Lightning
wow.
Wizards.
Okay, so now they have cards
But
that
it's
will
not
deal
just
damage to any
Lightning
target.
Wizards who are going to get to engage with this mechanic.
Oh,
How about a Lightning
Rune Blade.
instant combined with a Rune?
The next time an attack you control hits a hero this turn, deal 4 damage or do 4 arcane damage to them. Oh my god, go again.
Blade action. There you have your first look at Burn Up Shock. 0 cost this go around.
So you can double
Again,
them
that
up with
applies to both
shocks.
sides
Shocks are
of
just
this
like
card.
an addition
1
that
arcane
you can add in
damage at
there.
instant speed, as well as an action ability, which reads the next time an attack you control hits a hero this turn, deal 4 arcane damage to them. Big numbers coming out of Burn.
I wonder if there are going to be cards that allow you to do attacks and non-attacks.
Heroes that get to engage with Meld. It is the Earth heroes as well. And the Earth hero is going to be playing
Create
with a
X
different
Runechant tokens where X is the total life you've gained this
modifier to the
turn,
card.
and then
It is
gain 1 life.
Here, Thistlebloom Life, Earth instant for the low cost of exactly nothing. Earth instant, gain 1 on the Thistlebloom side. Create X Runechant tokens where X is equal to the
Dude,
amount of
Verdance
life
is going to
you
be
have gained
nasty
this
as
turn.
hell. Are you kidding me?
Yeah, I see the wheels turning already. I see them
Verdance
turning.
is going to be cracked.
Big stuff available from
Now, granted,
Thistlebloom
this
Life.
is for Florian, but
How about one more?
this is going to be
Meld card to
for...
look at. We'll look at an Earth action, or excuse me,
Yeah.
Wizard action Earth instant this time. It
4
is
arcane damage to any
Hosting
target,
Aether. This
gain a
time
life.
The cost is going to be 1 for both sides. Life still doing the same thing, gaining 1 life, but offering 4 arcane damage to a target as well on that Wizard side. These cards are so rich in play experience.
See, now, my question is, why wouldn't you play both, right? If they're also instants on top of it, like, why would you, like, especially in this situation, like, you just pay 2 and you get to do 2 things, which is deal 4 arcane damage and then also gain a life. I feel like that's, like, crazy
There's so
good
many
rate.
times where you diverge from what may be expected of how they would operate, to take advantage of the instant side, to not take advantage of the instant side. All those possibilities on the table. I can't wait for you all to start playing with them, particularly when it comes to limited. And if you all know me, you know how much I love limited, and I can't walk away without giving some insight to this limited format. Returning to Aria here, I think it's really interesting to have Arcane be the focus again, because one of the big, I would say, sticking points, maybe polarizing point of the original trip to Tales of Aria was the arcane damage offered in that set. I get asked a lot,
What is happening?
why no arcane barrier in Tales of Aria? And then I go, I didn't make that set, don't ask me. But once again, you're not going to see arcane barrier in the main set to interact with arcane damage.
Oh.
But there's way more options to interact this time around. Of course, you saw some life gain.
New
options
arcane
available.
barrier.
But also, we're looking at a new card type as well.
Oh,
What you see
macro.
here is Sanctuary of Aria. This is a Rosetta macro. And it
Oh,
reads, you start the game with this in the arena when playing a Rosetta limited format. Instant, 2 resources. Prevent the next 1 damage that would be dealt to you this turn by a source of your choice. Destroy this at the end of your turn. Of course, Helios Miter F text on this card, stepping up to prevent arcane damage, but doing so without taking up one of your equipment slots. And I think this is a really big turning point for our limited formats in general. And what we mean by limited formats is also slated to change with the introduction of this card. Of course, you all know Sealed Deck Booster Draft. We're basically redefining limited to encapsulate any set that is played with, or any game mode which is played with only cards from a single set. So, of course, Sealed Deck Booster
what
Draft,
an
but also
interesting.
pre-constructed
I mean,
decks
2 to
are
prevent
going to
1
have
is
access to
obviously worse
Sanctuary of Aria.
arcane. So this is just for
Solo's
limited.
not a format right now, but we know we've dabbled with it in the past. Should we explore that? These macros may come into play as well. And I have to tell you, it's not going to be long until you see these macros do something for a limited format completely out of the box, wacky, unheard of, that is going to completely redefine how we engage with games of limited. Folks, that
Okay.
is the end of our presentation here this weekend. I thank you all so much for coming. I hope you all have a fantastic Pro Tour Amsterdam, and I wish you the best of luck. I'll see you throughout the weekend. Thank you.
Wow. Okay. So that's it. Okay, what did the chat think? What did chat think? Fuse equals Meld LSS cheating on its homework. Let's see. I like it. I would have loved better, more thematic name, even domain or something. Let's see. Bro, no arcane barrier in a set with 2 wizards is insane. Yeah, pretty much. Runeblade cards busted cards. Let me know that last time a Runeblade was in the top 8 of a top tier tournament. Spell Void. Some are actions and instants. You can play instants or opponents on opponent's turn, for example. True. Interesting. Very, very interesting. A very interesting keynote speech. I am excited. I'm excited for Rosetta. I think when it comes down to, obviously we don't know any of the cards in the set outside of like what we just learned about, but Verdance looks cracked. Acilio is iffy. The fact that Verdance has more life than Acilio and also has life gain abilities is crazy good. The only thing, obviously, about Verdance that we learned is that in young formats, Verdance uses 4 cards in their banish zone, and then in the adult version, they use 8. The same is for Florian as well. So the Earth heroes care about cards in their banish zone, specifically Earth cards in their banish zone, which I'm sure they're going to be using cards to banish cards from their zone, or to banish them from their graveyard. But a very interesting keynote speech situation, because I would like to, I wonder if they have this up. I wanted to watch the trailer again, but not with not like nearly any it's just weird. Let's see. Do we have anything? Yeah, I think out of this entire thing, I think the mastery packs for Guardian was a great choice, and hopefully we see success in that. And then the stuff for Rosetta is still very interesting. I like interesting. I'm very, very, very curious to see. Also, the 5th anniversary packs, I'm really not sure how I feel about the 5th anniversary packs and what they're going to contain. Because if those 5th anniversary packs that are only available at Osaka for Worlds, if they contain anything that is even slightly viable in the Classic Constructed meta, people are gonna be pissed. Oh, okay, here's the actual trailer. Hold on, we're gonna watch this.
And the grove rots. Great mother of life. The crown you left does not fit. They look to me in disgust, as if I sowed your decay. The monster. Forging our future. Why not the rose? She doesn't deserve such a burden. And I know it well. what beauty lies in death.
The world sings a new melody, Your Grace. All but Florian, it seems. Fresh faces fill the gardens, and sweet scents are carried on a cool breeze. Time, it shifts and changes the rhythm of the wild, a cycle our people have never known. And so it returns, wilting branches to unveil forgotten life.
And they said I couldn't be a wayfarer. I was born for this! Race you to Candlehold, silly.
Patience, Aurora. Now is not the time for play. The ace of scribes.
My name's Ocilio, and I'm an ancient arcane loser. None of the prophecy said we couldn't have a little fun. Whoa, I haven't seen this many people since the Everfest.
A storm is gathering, young Spark. Your ancestors may have had the foresight to delay it, but the changes to which you bear witness are the rumblings of their return.
You really believe that?
It is etched into the very runes that grant your strength. For if I am awake, then so now are the ones of old.
Ancients, life-givers of our eternity, our purgatory. The fallen are the fields
From which the future grows.
Okay, so boom, there we go. That was the trailer for Rosetta. So it seems that lore-wise is very cool. Lore-wise, we have Verdance and Florian are currently working on who's going to essentially be the next king and or queen of Candlehold. That seems to be their beef. Acilio and Aurora seem to be friends. Maybe Acilio is the reason Aurora has her powers based on like the runes and stuff, but Acilio seems to be some kind of old one. So, a being that is like trying to use prophecy to tell Aurora to be like, hey, everybody, like, be aware. There's prophetic BS happening right now. Very, very, very interesting. Gosh, I honestly, it's very interesting, right? Because like I want it to be crazy exciting. I want to look at what the hell that I want to look at those freaking cards again. Can I just go back to the keynote? I want to look at something real quick because they had... Okay. Hold on. Stop. Verdance. Null Shock. Now this one's for 0, right? Yes. So you have cards like this, Burn Up and Shock. Essentially, the meld concept is going to be that both sides of these cards are going to cost what the cost is on the top of the card, on the top right of the card. Now, what this means is that this card is not only an action that allows you to attack or to buff up your next attack with an on hit of 4 arcane damage and go again, but also you get to shock something. So you deal 1 arcane damage to any target. So now wizards are getting more targetable resources. But like this is a rune blade action, so you have to be a lightning rune blade to do this. So I'm assuming this is I'm assuming you'd have to have this in Aurora, right? And so this would cost you 0. It costs you 0 to buff up your next attack. The next attack you control hits a hero this turn, deal 4 arcane damage to them, and then also on top of it, you can deal 1 arcane damage to any target. I like it, but I don't know how expensive all these things are going to get. It's very interesting. I'm very, very excited to see where this is going to go. I feel like this is going to be a very interesting limited set. If there's one thing I'm not super excited about in this set, if there's one thing I'm not excited about, it's the fact that there's going to be no arcane barrier in the set. Now, is there going to be maybe some way to prevent damage? Yes, right? I feel like that is kind of a great way to go about utilizing future cards for Flesh and Blood, because while Arcane Barrier is good, preventing damage overall makes it significantly better. Because if you are able to prevent damage total, instead of just pitching to AB, you don't need to worry about having Arcane Barrier inside your deck at all times. You can instead just have preventative effects that you can utilize against physical attacks as well as arcane. But we're in that transition period, right? Like that's kind of where we're at with this. I'm very excited. I think that Florian's going to be very fun. In the fact that you just get to I think both Florian and Verdance are going to be some top tier heroes. I'm not sure about Acilio and I'm not sure about Aurora. But I know that both of them essentially getting a huge amount of value after they banish those cards, they have those banished earth cards, is going to be quite a treat for the for them later on. It's essentially just like a post-transcend deal. I almost actually view it almost like Teklevosen, right? Teklevosen has, once you get a certain amount of evos on him, his cards and everything in his deck, they end up becoming more powerful. Even his weapon becomes more powerful. And in this situation, it's essentially just play things to get them into the banish, get those earth cards into the banish zone. Once they're in there, you then get those effects, especially Verdance. I'm fine with wizards having less life if it means they get to do instant speed stuff. So you're either probably going to get a bunch of attack actions in Verdance, or it's just going to be the nastiest stuff. Because if her whole thing is life gain, that is a fatigue wizard. You are able to just go, okay, you're going to deal 7 to me. I'm going to take 7. I'm going to heal 5 and then deal 1 arcane damage to you. And also probably deal arcane damage to you through the other means of the wizard actions as well as instants. It's going to be a lot. I'm very, very curious to see how it's going to work out. I don't know. But I do think that a new hero in the Armory decks is going to be good, and I believe that new hero in the armory decks, well, so the new hero in the armory decks is probably going to be Terra. But they didn't talk about Terra a whole lot when they were talking about the First Strike decks. They talked about Aurora, but they didn't talk about whether or not Terra was getting an adult version of themselves. This is why I believe Terra is going to be getting an adult version of themselves in the Armory deck. But I could be wrong. There could be a new hero, right? We could be looking at an ice hero that comes out or something of the sort. So, not entirely sure. I don't know. I'm very... I think if there's things that I would love to take away from this, it's that I really hope the 5th anniversary packs aren't predatory. I really hope that the mastery packs for Guardian are going to do really, really well. I personally believe that is such a hype thing, because if you just keep them class focused and you just have new cards for a class in there, it's a new IP or it's a new product, new SKU, which is unfortunate because now you have to think about the amount of SKUs that are out there. You have Blitz decks, you have First Strike decks, you have Armory decks, you have booster boxes, and you have mastery packs. 5 different products that you can purchase once that comes out, which is fine, but I don't know. I think it's, again, like, it's kind of one of those things where it's going to be like, if you're planning on looking to get into Guardian, it's probably going to be super great. And I personally, just for the crack shuffle play ability of itself, I would buy a case because I think that's cool. I like the idea of crack shuffle play when it was with Mechanologist in Bright Lights. So I think that's just kind of how it is. I think that, oh my God. I just gotta, I want full imaged things for Verdance. Everybody's in love with Florian. He's so Victorian, it hurts. I don't know, man. It's going to be interesting. I'm very curious to see just what we're going to get. I want a full art picture of Verdance, please. Her. Her. Can I just put this up here? Who do I gotta fight? The hell is it? The hell is this freaking card that I just had up here? I did put it in this folder, right? There it is. This is nuts. I'm just very excited. I think it's going to be... I think a lot of this set is going to be really powerful, but I don't know. I guess this is like the first... Watching the Part the Mistveil one, I was like blown away. Watching the Rosetta one, I was like, yeah, that's kind of cool, I guess. But maybe it was just because I don't play either of these classes. Because like I could only imagine Majin Bay seems to be having a freaking field day online, which is great. But God, I just don't know what the frick is going to be the case here. I'm very, very curious what it's going to be like. But that's, I don't know. We got to know more. We got to know more about the set before we come into it. I think the meld cards are fine. Obviously, if you're using like Shock or Life and you are paying more than 0 for either of those effects, you hate it. Even if it's at instant speed. So the goal is probably to just mainly use the first half, and then also if you happen to have leftover resources, you can use the second half at the end of your turn. Or, well, I guess you have to play them both at the same time, right? So you have to figure out what your resources are going to be like towards the end of it. It's nice, though, that you have access to it if you are going to, for instance, just do it on their turn, right? So, like, now you have Rune Blades that can use Arcane Instants on your opponent's turn. So that could be something. This would... If Dromai had not already hit Living Legend, this set would probably ruin Dromai. Dromai would be shut to the ground. And I mean that because a lot of these new arcane spells deal damage to any target. So they're not just to a hero, they are to any target. So it is important. We also don't know what their weapons are like yet. We know what Acilio's weapon is like. Actually, we should look back into that. We should look back into that. They're probably not going to be all put up, but Volzar the Lightning Rod. This is Acilio's weapon. If you control an aura permanent with sigil in its name, this costs less to activate. Once per turn instant, you can pay 1 or nothing to amp X, where X is the number of lightning cards you've played this turn. So it's got nothing to do with discarding. Oddly enough. Channel Lightning Valley. First time you deal damage to an opposing hero, each turn draw a card. Beginning of your end phase, put a flow counter on this. Destroy it in this, you put a lightning card from your pitch zone at the bottom. Lightning form we figured out is a 1 for 5. When this creates an embodiment of a lightning token. Earth form is a 3 for 7. So yeah. Heartbeat of Candlehold. So this card has way too much fucking value on it now. When we look at this card, when we consider this freaking card, this card has way too much value. This is going to be a clash problem. Because now it's going to be, you get 4 Earth cards into your banish zone. Every time you gain a life, it's every time you gain a life, right? I have to go back on Twitter. I have to go back on Twitter and find out. I have to find out. Where's my stuff? Go to my profile. Yeah. Whenever you gain life during your turn, you may deal 1 arcane damage to any opposing target. This is not a once per turn effect. This is not a once per turn effect. Which means that Heart of Candlehold does exactly what it says it does. For 1 resource, a block 3 blue, you get to, as an action, gain 3 life and deal 3 arcane damage, which you can split amongst different targets, mind you. So UPF players are going to like that. But for one resource, you get to gain 3 life and deal 3 arcane damage. That's 6 points of value? Something like that? 6 points of value. You get to negate damage that was done previously on the turn. You get to deal damage to your opponent and have them pitch cards from their hand to prevent it. And it's a blue, so it pitches for a lot of resources. And it blocks for 3 in case you need to block during that turn. Crazy. And then like Germinate, right? Okay, so this is the Florian. So create a rune chant or embodiment of Earth token. Repeat this process X more times. Gain X plus 1. So now that I'm thinking about it, now that we have the possibility of Clash of Constructed being a thing, Germinate's probably going to fuck if we end up using Scaletta. If Bloodsheath Scaletta ends up becoming a thing in that, then that's going to be a lot. So, very excited. I just realized, what? I'm so sorry, everybody. No fucking way. I've been live this whole time, and nobody... I have not seen any of your chats. I'm so fucking sorry. Holy shit. I hope people are still in here. I hope people are still in here. I'm so sorry. I realized you are still in here. Okay. Hello. Welcome on in. I was watching that whole thing. The chat never moved. And I was like, oh, there's probably just nobody in here. Turns out there's a lot of people in here. So I apologize. Zaya, hello. How are you doing? Playtime, hello. I gotta go over all your chats now. I'm completely fucking in the thing. Let's see. Do you think you possibly get Adult Terra in Rosetta? Man, I missed so much from like 10. I should have just realized something was different. 3 cards and cards just jumped $10 each. Live Keynote reaction. This is the alphabetical list of the cards. They have audio balance on their end. Sounds great. Can hear you and the music fine. VTuber short recommended. Yes. Hell yeah. They don't swap to the audio feed again. Honestly surprised we're getting 2 between September and January. Blaze is a good contender. The amount of Armory decks kind of means the Armory deck feels superfluous. Surprised you got a single night out of it. Crack Shuffle play another dead format. No, don't talk shit about Crack Shuffle play Yama. I love it. Yama's going to Worlds. Qualified during Nats. It's sick. Block 3 cost, no AB. No AB, so games don't go to fatigue as long as 5th anniversary stuff is all reprints. Right, that's right. Who needs chat? Literally, I do. I can't believe that I genuinely was sitting here just like talking to myself. My gosh. Funds being transferred, it's weird. Oh, is it weird in like a good way, hopefully? But yeah, I don't know. New hero could be a version of an LL hero. That could be true. I'd be very curious to see that. Good. So there you go. So new phone. Is it like, does it feel better? Like, it took me a while to like, after I changed up phones. So robust and cuteness of this new set. Oh, are you talking about Bloomborough? Yeah, I'm sure you'd lose your mind at Bloomborough. It is a very cute set. But yeah, I think, my God, I think overall, I'm so happy chat's working. Dude, like an hour and a half you guys were talking and I was just reacting. That's all this was. I'm so sorry. I'm so sorry. Yeah, so talking about, I understand not having AB in the set so that it doesn't go to fatigue. But let's be entirely honest, right? If the point is to, like, you're going to be at low life anyway. You're already going to limit the deck. So just doesn't show the same kind of cute cards. Makes you sad. Well, I mean, Flesh and Blood also isn't exactly about its adorable nature. You know, it doesn't, like, Bloomborough was a huge nod to like furries. and people who just like cute, fanciful creatures. That specific set was the case. But if the card's cute, it's not an aesthetic for everybody, you know? But I love it. I think it's way better than Magic. Some of the artists from Magic are working on this game too, so but yeah, no AB in the set. No AB, Jacob. Nothing. The only thing that they had in there was preventative effects. And that's something that I think is genuinely something that is like, I guess more. I was going to have a discussion about this on a podcast at some point, because I think something that everybody can complain about in the Armory decks is that there's no arcane barrier, right? No arcane barrier means that you now lose to wizards, just straight up out the box. You lose to wizards. But if you slowly but surely got rid of arcane barrier, not that you could truly get rid of it because Null Rune exists, but if you instead replaced it with things that prevented total damage, as opposed to just being like just arcane or just physical, if it blocked all kinds of damage, that would make it so where you'd be able to use it for both physical and arcane, right? So I don't know. I think it's fine, but I am very curious to see where things are going to change here. Also, I'm curious how quickly this is going to update. There's no way this updates super quick because they got to be on top of shit. But I think that overall, the set is very... I don't play either of these heroes, or I don't play either of these classes, but I feel that the meld cards are going to be a miss. Prevent damage effects on armor. And that also could work, right? You know, prevent damage effects on armor is good. But I also think you're able to prevent more damage with cards in your deck. You know, like Oasis Respite blocks 4. There's no way armor ever will block 4. The thing is, though, is that there's also cards that provide unpreventable damage, right? So you want to have a kind of use for that in a way. I don't know, though. I think Florian and Verdance are going to be huge contenders for this powerful format. And I think even Aurora could do very well, depending on what cards they have. I'm not sure about Acilio, though, because Acilio's weapon cares about sigil cards, which doesn't make any fucking sense unless they're going to just provide a bunch of sigils in the deck or in the set, which obviously I'm sure they will, because the only sigil aura permanent, an aura permanent with sigil in its name. So if you just look up cards that have sigil in it, the only permanents that you have as far as wizards go, or even generics, you have Sigil of Protection, and that's it. Because these are defense reactions. This is a defense reaction. Arcane, each time you draw a card. Is that Brainstorm? Yes, absolutely they will. They are Brainstorm Gaming. You know what? I'm curious. That card go up in price recently? I probably should have been specific. It's at $2 and climbing. Pretty quickly. So... you know, for split cards. I'm also like, I don't know, Nathan. I think I'm down for split cards too. I don't think they're terrible. Apparently, a lot of the Magic the Gathering community doesn't like split cards. But I think the split cards are fine, especially since they are a action and then an action and then a instant. Poison the Wells climbing again, is it? Yeah, frickin' is. My God. Yeah, instead they lose that much health. The thing is, though, is that while I think this is a super great card, right? Super great card. Super great as a tech into Verdance. I think if Verdance had less health, this would be more powerful. But Verdance has 40 health like anybody else does. And they're able to utilize Embodiment of Earth tokens. And they're able to heal themselves. Whereas like Poison the Well, you have to be like very specific. You have to know what their lines are going to be. Because even if you play this when they play... If you play this when they play the Candlehold card, the one that gets her 3 health 3 different times, what it does is it essentially removes her ability for a turn. But it's very... She's big part of the meta. Yeah, but I think even still, like, it's only into one hero, and you will only ever have 3 of them. It's also an instant that doesn't block, and you have to play it at the right time. Because at most, this is a 0 for 3. Right? Because the most amount of health she'll ever be able to probably gain in one card. Because remember, it's actually... The next time a hero would gain health this turn, instead they lose that much health. So technically, if you play that Candlehold specialization for Verdance, she'll gain 1 health, lose a life, but then gain 2 health and deal 2 arcane damage. So this doesn't work the way they want. The only way this is really important is with Sigil of Solace, where if you gain 3 life, you'll instead lose 3 life. But then you're just missing 1 trigger. Again, that's only a 0 for 3. It's a 0 for 3 damage instant. That is a non-block. That's a blue. I feel like it's not going to be playable. Unless there's a card that comes out, a Majestic that comes out, this is like gain 10 life or something, right? No. That's true. It says the next time a hero would gain life this turn, instead they lose that much life. So what happens in the situation is that with Verdance's specialization, we go back here, right? Rosetta. This says gain 1, period. Gain 1, period. Gain 1, period. So she gains life 3 different separate times, right? Yeah. Up 1 life, gain 2 life, and then trigger 2 arcane. Because they would still gain 2 life and trigger 2 arcane, but they would lose 1 life. So yeah, so they're up 1 life, and then they'd lose a life, gain a life, gain a life. So this card, like, completely cancels out that stuff, which is wild. I don't think this card's going to be as good as people expect it to be. Again, unless for some reason there's a card in there that says, like, gain X life. Right? Like, you have the resources to gain X life based on the amount of... Maybe she'll have it to where, like, her rune chance can allow her to gain life instead of deal arcane damage. Which would... I mean, that'd be fucking ridiculous, right? Like, can you imagine? Actually, isn't there a thing for rune chance? A Scythe would be good against her for sure. Or Reaping Blade? Is that the one? Wasn't there a card that turns your rune chance into something? Looming Doom does that. Because it depends on if she has gain 3, 4 life cards. Right. And even then, like, it's not... Like, the only thing you're missing out on is 1 arcane damage and 4 life. So you're going to take 4, not deal an arcane, and they're going to lose a card from their hand or arsenal. While you still get to do stuff on your turn. What am I thinking of that allows you to turn your rune chants into something? Isn't there a thing that allows you to do that? Am I stupid? Oh, it's Rune Blood Barrier. That's the one. Yeah, if your hero would be dealt that much damage, instead destroy that many rune chants. Prevent 1 damage the source would deal for rune chant at the beginning of this way. So it's a rune blade thing. She can't use it. This would be pretty fucking good in Florian, though. Like, create 4 rune chants, and then you can use them to prevent damage. And then you even have Florian's ability, which, if I recall correctly, 4 more Earth cards in your banish zone. If you would create 1 or more aura tokens, instead create that many plus 1 of each of those tokens. So you gain you get 5 tokens, not 8, right? It's only if they print it for... Yeah, okay, that's what I thought. Yeah, lose 4 and not take 1 arcane is a 9-point swing. I mean, that's true. It's true. Mm-hmm. Yeah, Germinate will double them, right? Yeah, create rune chant or embodiment of earth tokens. Repeat this process X more times. Dude, Germinate is such a... It's also literally such an insane defensive card. Because you can just play Germinate and have X be 2, and then have every one of your attack actions be like... What? If every one of your attack actions be 5 power, 5 blocking power? Non-attack actions. Sorry, non-attack actions. That's right. All your non-attack actions be 5 blocking power? Like, I think that'll stop Zen pretty quick. Maybe. But yeah, so I think it's a very... I'm way more excited about the Earth heroes than I am the Lightning heroes, but it's just because like I don't know enough about what's coming in there for Lightning. I feel like Aurora has a good place, right? Pay 2 at instant speed to create an embodiment of Lightning token. So it gives your next attack action go again. Easy peasy, right? Like that is just strictly the easy. Next time you play an attack action card, destroy this and get in the attack gets go again. So you can also make them after you've played a lightning card. So you could play a lightning non-attack action, pay 2 to get an embodiment of lightning, play an attack action, give it go again, and then attack with your weapon. Right? Theoretically, that's the perfect storm in that situation. And I imagine most for stuff, because lightning is probably going to cost 0 or 1, so it's not going to cost a lot of resources to use it. I think the only character I'm really freaking weirded out about is Volzar, but it's because we just don't know. We don't know anything. We don't know anything about the cards that are inside the set that are sigils, right? None of the cards that were just revealed to us are sigils. Yeah, the weapon is going to be interesting because I just got a reply on one of my tweets talking about Verdance, and they were just like, imagine Verdance's weapon heals for 1. Like, pay 1, heal 1, deal 1 arcane damage. Yeah. And to be fair, it is only once per turn. It is not. It is not. It's not a lot. It's a once per turn instant. You can discard an instant to draw a card. So, unless there's a card that says like deal X arcane damage based on the amount of instants in your graveyard, which, you know, there's been a whole lot of graveyard recursion essentially existing in the game, and ways to get cards out of your opponent's graveyard with the things from Mistveil with new. If there's a card that eventually just comes up to where it's just like, okay, deal arcane, deal arcane, deal arcane, deal arcane, deal damage equal to the amount of instants in your graveyard. I feel like that's probably what you're looking at. I feel like he's going to be a glass cannon that's going to just deal a whole bunch of small little poke damage, and then eventually he's going to have enough instants in the grave to where he can go ahead and he can, you know, shoot arcane for 20. Yeah. Mm-hmm. Yeah, they don't make things instants. They are just already instants. Because, like, especially all the instants that were just announced, right? With Shock being on nearly every lightning, card, right? You have Shock, which just deals 1 arcane damage at instant speed. And then you have the effects there. A lot of, I think the big thing that Wizards got out of this that was really, really helpful, I think the biggest thing they got out of it was the fact that Wizards now have instant or action speed cards that say deal arcane damage to a target. And so now they can choose a target. So if somebody summons Blasmafet, they don't have to be like, well, I can't attack Blasmafet. Instead, they're just going to be like, I'm going to attack Blasmafet. But yeah, it's going to be a very interesting set. And what does this do again, right? There are 4 more Earth cards in your banish zone. This gets +4. This is a 3 for 8, possibly. When this attacks, you may banish 2 Earth cards from your, and an attack and an action card from your graveyard. If you do, each hero puts a card from their hand on the bottom of their deck. So decompose is going to be the keyword to allow Earth heroes to put Earth cards into their banish zone. And this one technically can get 3 in there. So it looks like we're having the Earth heroes are going to be using Earth attacks to decompose their deck. And it looks like lightning heroes are going to be utilizing instants to make their deck go fast. I'm curious. I have to check now. What's the EV tracker on this? Not EV tracker, market trends. How much is this stuff bumping right now? This probably isn't recent. Shock Charmers just went up in price a lot, apparently. You know what? I think I just realized. I think Acilio is going to play. He's going to play like, maybe like stacks, where he's going to have sigil permanents that are going to say like every time he draws a card, deal 1 arcane. And then you can also bump that up with Shock Charmers by having it be pay 2 the next time an attack action card you control hits a hero this turn. It deals 1 damage to them. So you could play things like, you know, anytime you deal, if there's a sigil that's like anytime an attack action deals damage to an opponent, deals 1 arcane damage to them, you can also bump this up with that. I don't know. It's a lot of speculating. A lot of speculating. Very interesting stuff. But yeah, it seems like there are already going to be a lot of instants in it. So maybe Stormstriders isn't going to be necessary for these heroes. I certainly don't think Stormstriders is going to be necessary for Verdance. Verdance isn't going to need Stormstriders. But this is going to be a very, very interesting set. I'm very curious to see where everything is going to land. We know there were like 10 cards spoiled just there at the keynote. Yeah, split cards would be fun. Yeah, just play just play half of it. You don't have to play the whole thing. But even if you play the whole thing, I mean, like the burn up shock is just like really stupid. It's not a wizard if it doesn't use Stormstriders. I don't know. I don't think so. I think that Stormstriders is really good for making actions instants. But if these wizards are going to be using instants already in their deck, then what's the point of using Stormstriders? So I'd be curious to see, obviously, if Acilio is like, yeah, cool, okay, boom, 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 and then he has an attack action that's like, or an action that says like deal X damage based on the amount of instants in your grave. You know, you might want to obviously do that, but I don't know. Yeah, I think any double cost card that costs zero, any meld card that costs 0 is going to be an instant include in any of these decks. I don't know. I don't honestly know. Because in that situation, it'd probably be more confusing, maybe, for a new player. Because, you know, you're always told, like, it has to have all the class requirements in it. And, like, technically, you don't want somebody playing Verdance and then being like, okay, this is a wizard action and a lightning action. I'm going to use the wizard action and then also the lightning action, even though you realize that Verdance says can contain only Earth cards, right? So obviously, I'm sure we have to wait on rulings for that. Because I would also think the same thing. I would think that if you're a wizard, you can play any of the wizard X things. Well, exactly, right? Like, you couldn't use the lightning action in that instance. Yeah, I think it's that Josh Scott is the guy who does a lot of the judging and rules lawyering stuff. Yeah, so for instance, if you're Verdance and you're an Earth wizard, then you would need to have an Earth and a wizard meld card. Because if you had a Earth and a wizard and a lightning card in your deck, then you could use the wizard side of it, but you couldn't use the lightning side, theoretically, if that ruling ends up working out. But if you need to have both, then I think you'd probably need to have both, because that would also explain why they put shock on everything. You know, like there was both Runeblade with shock and Wizard with shock. So, because you can't put 6 shocks in your deck, you know what I mean? So I'd imagine that's where that came into. Because shock and life are two... They're essentially the add-ons to what these are. So that's how I view it. That's how I view it, at least. I'd be very curious to see what happens there. Because there's just a lot. how do we feel about the yeah, exactly. How do we feel about the mastery packs? Do we like the mastery packs? I kind of like them. What is it? So a mastery. So they're making this thing in, I think, like May of next year. It's the Mastery Pack Guardian. What it's going to contain is a majority of new cards, and they're mostly going to be Guardian cards inside the set, which I'm assuming is going to be Guardian and generics. And it's a set, not a direct set, more like a subset, which specifically allows players to do crack, shuffle, and play with those packs. It also allows for Guardians to get new support through those means. So you take the mastery packs, right? And it's like, if you really wanted to try out Guardian and figure out how Guardian works, mastery packs are going to have crack, shuffle, and play things for Guardian. Now, is that going to contain new heroes? I'm not sure. But, you know, it could just be like, bring a Guardian hero, and then you can just play mastery packs with any of the stuff in there. Too many products with new cards. I do agree. I do think that there's starting to get to be an eerie amount of product. But let's be honest, right? Truly, how many people are opening product these days? Like on a regular occurring basis. You know, because you also have to think about the fact that if people want PvE to exist, PvE is probably going to be its own product, which is going to be a new SKU for people to sell at an LGS. And so I think, because again, we have the Blitz collections now. We have the booster boxes. We have armory decks. We have first strike decks. And then we have mastery packs. So 5 SKUs currently, right? If they come out with PvE, 6 SKUs. But I think mastery packs are going to be good. And I think it might even be something that they utilize to... I think it's something that they'll be able to utilize for getting rid of the expansion slot. Even though I think there's a lot of very, very good reason to keep the expansion slot, I do think that if they instead just made packs specific towards sets, they'd be able to do that. The problem is they'd have to keep up with those products too. That's a lot. Well, it could be a randomized product though. But even if it's not a randomized product, it's still another SKU. It's still another something to keep on the shelves, right? And let's be honest, right? I'm super excited to see that armory decks are flying off the shelves. But like booster boxes aren't flying off the shelves. Blitz collection products aren't flying off the shelves. You know, Tolarian Community College products aren't flying off the shelves. They end up just staying there until somebody comes in and they're just like, hey, I kind of learned about this thing. Let me get that. And you just kind of work on it from there. But I don't foresee it being too big of a problem. I just believe it might be a little too much. You know what I mean? So, I missed. We were talking about the Rosetta release and all the stuff that came with it, Degenerate. So, we're talking a little bit about... we were talking about the set itself and how we feel about it. Now we're talking about the SKUs that are coming out in the future. Blitz collection needs to change. They're too much. I mean, you can buy them online for like $50, which I don't think is terrible, but I do agree that I think it's unnecessary. I feel like I understand the reason why they do it, and I think the reason what they need to do is The reason they made it a collection is so that people realize that those heroes are supposed to play into themselves as opposed to play into other heroes from other sets. And so, I don't know. I don't think we have the player base for this many things. I agree. New dice. Ooh, nice. There you go. Sick. Yeah, hopefully it'll come out there in time. Power creep my boy Benji. They had an opportunity to power creep your boy Benji, and they didn't. They chose to make a Zen character instead, so. But I guess that also, in a way, made Benji very powerful too. So, because you can still do some dumb stuff with Benji. So, But yeah, I don't know that we need all that. I don't know that we need so much different stuff. Do I think it's really cool that the Mastery Pack stuff exists? Yeah, especially when it's going to have 140 cards. Most of them are going to be new cards, and they're going to be mostly Guardian cards. But I don't know. I don't know what they're going to do. Because it's going to be pretty dumb. Yes. It is going to be only Guardian. They are making them class specific. So that way it's like Bright Lights. Think of Bright Lights as the Mastery Packs for Mechanologist. And that was like the test for this. Mastery Packs are going to be Bright Lights, but for individual classes. Yeah, it is the answer to well, I think the answer to the supplemental set was supposed to be the expansion slot. I think what this does instead is this just says, here's more stuff outside of the expansion slot that now you have to also buy, right? Bright Lights didn't do so well. It didn't do so well because a lot of people don't play Mechanologist. And like, you know, frankly, it came out with a lot of cool stuff. And obviously some of the heroes like Max is doing really, really well in the format right now. But like the set only contained Mechanologist stuff. And so if you didn't play Mechanologist, which is, you know, a lot of people were not super hyped on Mechanologist, they just didn't buy it. Right? It's the issue with Flesh and Blood booster boxes is the fact that if it's not part of your class, you are not going to want to buy it. Which is why I kind of like these Mastery Packs, because it means that like, okay, cool. If you just want to play Guardian, if Guardian is your steez, like that's what you want, Mastery Packs will be specific towards that. Instead of you being like, yeah, if you want to play Guardian, which Guardian do you want to play? Do you want to play Victor? You're probably going to want to buy heavy hitters. But then you're also still going to want some stuff from Welcome to Wraith. And then you're also going to want some stuff from Everfest. And so that's just the case. Yeah, and there wasn't a lot that got added in there as far as that went. You know, not every Mechanologist uses the Evo thing. It's really only Teklevosen who uses Evos, and that was like a good portion of that deck was Evo support. So Bright Lights was a hit, but I guess why it was not for others. Yeah, it is interesting. I mean, if Evo is good for anything, if Bright Lights was good for anything to the regular player, it's that if you happen to open a pack of Bright Lights, you have an opportunity to open a Fiendel's Spring Tunic, which is really good. But I don't know. Powering down Fab, and then they came out with Misfail. Yeah, I think that's the thing. I hope that LSS isn't doing what most TCG developers end up doing, which is listening to their community. Because people looked at Bright Lights and Dusk Till Dawn, and they were like, the power's not there. Right, none of these heroes are really great out the box. Although Dash.io, I think, won a calling not much after Bright Lights came out. And then they came out with Heavy Hitters, and everybody was like, wow, that's a lot of power. I really like how this works. And then Mistveil came out, and everybody was like, holy shit. Like, this just threw Heavy Hitters out of the water. Nearly all of the heroes from Heavy Hitters that were in the meta are now not anymore. And now it's just the Mistveil heroes. But, you know, people complained when the power was down, and they went, wow, this is just mathy soup that I'm not going to enjoy ever. And then they brought the power up, and now everybody is complained that it's too powerful of a set, and that it's, you know, it wasn't good for the health of Flesh and Blood. Spring in Japan, I personally like the power level, just gets tricky to balance ninjas. Yeah, I think the power level is fine. I think everything about it's fine. But it is not. Yeah, ice, exactly. That's what I'm assuming is what we're going to see is ice in an armory deck. I think that would be really cool that before the end of the year, we get a new ice hero in the armory deck. Pull a combo card out and create a tiger in your hand. Instant speed's crazy. Well, that's the thing. His ability is not what makes him crazy. It's the fact that he can. It's really this the freaking concept of blocking with Traverse the Universe and then blocking with Strides of Reprisal. You get a tiger in your hand, and then you get to look for a chi, which then gets you another tiger in your hand and also a combo card. And then you can use Art of War to banish any of those tigers from your hand and plow into your opponent with all of these extra things. And like, yeah, looking for a combo card is incredibly good. Don't get me wrong, right? Looking for that is good, which is why they banned Bonds, Yellow, and Blue. But like, they're still able to push a good amount of damage. And I think what's funny is that after this most recent Battle Harden that happened in... Where did that happen? Hold on. Where did this happen? New Jersey. A new... Zen in Blitz didn't get hit at all. At all. He didn't get hit at all. And he can easily do the damage he does in Classic Constructed in Blitz. And so nothing happened there with him. But I think that's just it. Like, there's a lot to the hero that can be disrupted. Because that's the other thing, is that if you run a very disruptive deck, you can beat Zen. Because Zen doesn't want to block. And if they do block, they only get a couple bit of damage in. But if you happen to have an incredibly disruptive hand where you can do 2 hand disruption effects in a matter of a turn, i.e. new, you're good. So has to set up the big turn, which is Hardened Blitz. I mean, yeah, you still have to like get... You really only have to transcend one card, though. Right? Like, if you've transcended once, you can traverse into Reprisal into your whole hand. I don't think there's like too much setup, because even half of a regular Zen combo deals enough damage to kill a hero in Blitz. So, but I don't know. This is very interesting stuff. Dude, life gain Runeblade is crazy. Yeah, Max won Battle Hardened. No, Battle Hardened New Jersey was Zen. The Battle Hardened in Bali. No, where is it? Where the hell is it? I just saw it here a second ago. Bologna. Battle-hardened Bologna was max. Which also, if you guys haven't seen, this deck is $310 and doesn't run any Command and Conquers or E-Strikes or any of it because every card in here is the Mechanologist card. This entire thing is $310 for a battle-hardened winning max the Hype Nitro deck. I could sell 3 Codex of Frailties right now and get an entire deck. Yeah. So I'm like, what's the most expensive thing in the deck, right? The twin drives and the mechanoids. That's pretty much it. Twin drives and mechanoids are the only thing that really do anything there. Everything else, stupid cheap. Crazy stupid cheap. High octanes are $5. Foundry Heart is $15. It's just good. This is a good deck. I would play this. I think Max, if I'm going to play a Mechanologist, it's either going to be Teklevosen or it's going to be Max. And I don't think, obviously, there's not a very winning Teklevosen deck right now, but I'd be curious. Right? What do they have? Teklevosen. Oh, absolutely. It's a great site. I like it a lot. Did I spell his name wrong? Oh, because there's just no tournament report. I'm in Teklevosen. Whoops. Teklevosen. Not seen. Come on, Alex. I can just put Teklevo. It'll be fine. Format, classic constructed. How big was the Ballard, the max one? I don't know. Let me see. Let me see. Battle-hardened Bali, Battle-hardened Bologna. More than 90 players came together in the Flesh and Blood to Battle-hardened Bologna last week to compete in Class Constructed. The top 8 was dominated in part by Mistveil heroes and a disturbing amount of Riptide. Lone Brave Max gunning for the finish line. Final match came down to Francesco Lorenzi on Max the Hype Nitro versus Samuel Constelli on Enigma. Congratulations to Francesco for winning the title, PTI Gold Foil exclusive playmat, and lion's share of $2,000 USD. No Zens in Bologna's top 8. No Zens. Not a single Zen in top 8. Every other top 8? Zen. Balhard Juicy, Bali, Zens. This is crazy because this is the Blitz. This is the Blitz one. 5 Zens and an Emperor. Victor and Reinar. Crazy. I'm curious. Hold on. Because now they have an actual spoiler article. Hold on. Oh, God, excuse me. Shit. Let's look at the spoiler here. The forest knows your name. Let her guide you through autumn as decaying leaves form a tawny resting place. Let her guide you through winter as the earth reclaims its own in mournful silence. Let her guide you through spring as verdant life joyfully blossoms once more. Let her guide you through summer as thunderous possibilities light up the horizon. We all have a part to play in the eternal cycle of life. Oh. With her fall, the ancient enchantment begins to fade and the rotwood stirs once more. Rosetta, so these are all the... This is the level of spoilers they're going to be giving here based on seasons. So, on autumn, they're going to have Melbourne, there's going to be more spoilers. Sao Paulo is going to be more spoilers. Manila, more spoilers. And San Diego, more spoilers. When is this? This is next week. Next weekend. No, next week. Let's go. So we have more spoilers then. More spoilers here, here, here. And then I'm assuming this is going to be day 1 of spoilers from creators, days 2 of spoilers from creators, and day 3 of spoilers from creators. But most of the cards from the set are not going to be spoiled by creators. Most of them that are like the Majestics and the Legendaries and all that stuff are going to be cards that you're going to have to find in the set during Tampa. So, very interesting stuff. Yeah. Yeah. Well, what I expect to get is what we did with Mistveil, where I just wake up one morning and all 4 of the Blitz decks are spoiled. And then we get to see what the decks are like and how they would play. Yeah. God, she's so pretty. Yeah, Florian looks very cool. Holiday Bash in November, December, I'm thinking. There's nothing there. January is a new set drops. So apparently. Because January new set drops. Because right. I guess like so you're looking to do the Rosetta Clash Bash during the holidays? Because I feel like that's not going to work with a lot of people's schedules. I could be wrong, but I do think Aurora's stuff. Also, her sword is just so cool. I see. Oh, so just like have a fun bash, right? Something that is just like a funsies little thing. I'm certain we could do that. I'm just happy that these cards pitch for the same value and not 2 different values. So Null and Shock. It costs 2. So it would cost you 4 to deal 6. So that's not on rate. This would cost you possibly 5 for 0. That's really on rate. Thistlebloom, this is X amount of rune chance based on life you've gained for 0. So this is super good. Very on rate. And then Pulsing Aether costs 1. So 2 at max. 2 for 5 arcane. Or 2 for 4 arcane and a life. You can clash with the rares. This will be interesting. Yeah. Well, we do at least have specializations this time around, which I'm very happy about. I'm happy to know the specializations will be there. This card is not going to see any play anywhere outside of limited. I think it's cool to have, but also like what? Like you start the game in the arena with playing a Rosetta Limit format. So just pay 2 to prevent the next 1 damage. And then it gets destroyed. I don't think that's good. Yeah, but like 1 damage, like yeah, Helios Miter. I understand for a limited prospect of something. I guess that makes. I don't think it makes a lot of sense. I'd much rather there have been some kind of arcane barrier, or like again, like an arcane barrier that had block value, even if it was like, you know, spell void 1 and 1 block. I'd have been like, that's cool, right? Like that's good stuff. But I get it. Special booster contains 140 new cards, all playable within a certain class. This allows fans to master their favorite class, upgrade their decks, and even crack shuffle and play. So, prevention armor. I mean, I certainly hope there is, but like, I guess I'd be curious to see where they go with it, right? Right. Yeah. We'll see. We'll see. I'm very excited to see where things will go with the set. I don't know whether or not it is what people want initially. Right. Yeah, I guess theoretically, right, you could. If it ends up working out, it ends up working out. But we'll just have to see what the rest of the stuff looks like. Hmm. I mean, that makes sense. Because obviously, if you ended up not drawing into or not pulling into anything that is an arcane preventative card, then it's a feels bad, you lose, right? So, like, I get it. I just hope it works. What I'm really mad about is that Chicago's having a calling, and I want to go to it because it's a living legend. I really want to go. Because I can play Skeletor Florian or Stubby's Hammer Zen. I don't know. Are your skirmishes LL? Nice. I haven't actually checked to see what my skirmish is. Actually, I'm gonna see. Because I don't actually know if we're even doing skirmishes out here. Let's see. Oh, here we go. So Sunday, August 25th. Holy shit, we have no skirmishes. None of them are living legend, as far as I know. So this, let's see. So August 25th, a Sunday. One at Mythic. I could go to Mythic. 6 p.m. Blitz on Thursday, August 29th. And then Crit Castle has 11 a.m. Blitz on Saturday, August 31st. Oh, I couldn't do that. Do I even like want to play Blitz? I don't even know if I want to. I don't even know what I want to do with it. It's going to be. I don't know. I don't know. I don't know. All I know is every single time I see it's anytime I see new stuff in Flesh and Blood now, I'm excited for it because I think of ways that I could be like, yeah, I could break that in Clash. I think it'd be fun to do in Clash. It'd be a fun little thing to try out and see what its power level is like. But I just think of all the people who are going to shit on these heroes and the playstyle and the meta in Classic Constructed, because like that's all I ever hear anybody bitch about is how Classic Constructed is, you know, in the worst meta it's ever been in, and I'll never be able to play, and this is just completely and utterly, you know, debilitating to be able to not be able to play into the format. And I just like, Bubba, do you have something to say? You have something to say? Do you want to come over here and say that to my face? Come here, bub. You want to say hi? Whoa! Hey, bud. You are damp, buddy. Ugh. Yeah, hi. But yeah, so I'm just trying to figure out who's gonna complain about what first. You know what I mean? Like, who's gonna complain about what? Who's gonna be like, oh yeah, Acilio was a mistake and never should have been the case? Because I think Acilio's like ability is very interesting, but I also like my first look at it is that this is just kind of okay, I guess. But something that is something that is always the case is like I looked at Zen when I looked at Enigma and I looked at New, I was like, these heroes have it going on. And then I looked at Zen and I went, yeah, like I guess they're okay. It's probably, you know, they're probably just kind of like doing a Tiger thing and it's probably not going to be super great. And now all of a sudden Zen's like top of the meta and everybody's like, oh, he's the worst. So exactly. I think that's the thing, right? CC is always the worst meta if you're not winning every single game with your pet deck. If your favorite hero isn't winning Classic Constructed, then you're in the worst meta ever, and it's just, you know, and it's all Legend Story Studios' fault. Oh, Bubbers, little man, what are you doing? What are you doing? You happy boy? But I don't know. I'm always having a... I really, really, really want to play the new heroes when they come out just because they're like new and fun. But I think I need to start like getting into a lane. You know what I mean? I think I need to start really just being like, what heroes do I play? And I think it's almost gotten to the point where I have everything for new, but I don't know if I enjoy playing new. She's certainly fun. She makes your opponents think. But I really just want to stick to my gut and just be like, just play heroes from Volcor. Just do it. Because Phi is a really easy ninja to play and does a good amount of stuff. Although you have to make a tweak because now there's a bunch of heroes that can remove things from your graveyard. So you'll lose your Phoenix Flame essentially. Which of course you could then pitch to keep your Phoenix Flame in hand. I don't know. Then, of course, Kano, right? Kano's a very good wizard. I like how Kano plays. But I think I'd much rather play Verdance. I think Verdance is a much more wizard up my alley. Kasai seems like a really fun hero to play. Viserai is probably going to get some fun stuff. So I don't know. A lot to think about. What I do know is that the set looks really pretty. It's a very pretty looking set. So I think if anything, it's going to be a really nice collection piece. I think all 4 of the heroes are going to look great in Marvel. I think Florian is going to have some. I'm curious who's going to have more waifu tax, Florian or Verdance. Because I don't think it's Aurora or Acilio. I think Verdance or Florian. Either one of them are going to have waifu tax. My bet's on Verdance, but that's just a personal preference, I guess. What are you doing, bub? What are you doing? What are you doing? Snuggling? Want to say hi to everybody? Yeah? Do you see yourself on the screen? But yeah. So I think I'm probably going to end the stream here. I'm going to end up making some content and talking about some stuff and going off from there. But I wanted to just share in the experience of the keynote with everybody and talk a little bit about it. Maybe I will make my my thoughts on this more concise and well written out, so I can make a little thing. What I am doing tonight, though, is that later in it's about 4.5 hours now. I should probably have lunch. About 4.5 hours, I'm going to be going over to hang out with Geeks First, where we're going to discuss a little bit about Gen Con and some other stuff that's happening. And he's going to have that up on his channel sometime soon there. So if you guys haven't checked out the Geeks First channel, sometimes I pop on as a guest on their channel. So we do podcast stuff. Just hang out, have a fun time. So it's great. But that is essentially going to be it for this. I'm very happy that Flesh and Blood is going in a very, very positive direction. We're seeing a lot more set releases, a lot more new products, and so on and so forth. But I think overall, you just got to find out where you enjoy the game, where you want to start playing the game, and how you're going to best access the game and play it while you're having fun. Whether that be Clash or Commoner or Classic Constructed or Blitz or UPF or Blitz Precons or Team Sealed or Draft or whatever it might be. It's about finding what you like in the game. It could even just be collecting. You could not play the game at all. You just collect. But as long as you're having fun, I think that's the whole thing. But thanks everybody for watching. I appreciate your support so much. If you haven't already followed the stream or subscribed to the channel, you can go ahead and do that. And I'd appreciate it a lot. We're almost at 2K, so I'm very happy about that. And yeah, we'll probably end up doing another live stream maybe sometime in the next couple of weeks. It all depends on my schedule, but we'll figure it out from there. I'll keep you guys apprised. But otherwise, thanks for coming out. Thanks for talking about Rosetta with me. And we'll see you guys as we learn more about the set. All right, everybody. Nerd out.